and they win the Super Bowl.
What?
They did it without John Dorenbos. They got rid of the legendary John Dorenbos, their long snapper for the last 15 years.
I know, that was really sad.
He was probably there for the other Super Bowl.
That actually was a travesty. This is almost as... I mean, unfortunately, if he was the quarterback, I think this would be almost like an Eli Manning thing. A lot of fans were really pissed off when they got rid of Dorenbos.
Yeah, he's made famous by being on America's Got Talent. Turns out he was a magician.
I
really good one.
bought his jersey, too. I think it's just me wanting to buy jerseys and then they leave, so I'm just not going to buy any more Eagles jerseys.
The only person that wants to buy long snapper and kicker jerseys over here.
Yeah,
my wife.
Because they're really nice. They're nice people.
But in all seriousness, I am scared as a Giants fan to see what Carson Wentz is going to be for the rest of his career, because the Giants are going to have to deal with that for a very, 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 very long time.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Get ready to be number 2.
We'll follow the Eagles as they go on the season, because Giants are clearly over. And
yep, forever.
At this point, I don't really care what they do until they get rid of the regime that's currently there.
Which will be in 5 weeks,
yeah,
if not
soon.
sooner.
It'll probably be right after the Super Bowl. So we'll follow the Eagles. I won't have much of a choice. I'm sure we'll be telling you about our Eagles Super Bowl party, unfortunately.
I think they'll get rid of him before the Super Bowl, because that's what they did in Philadelphia with Andy Reid. Like, right after the season was done, they were gone.
Yeah.
He was already in Canada. I think after the Super Bowl, they announced where he was going.
They probably will.
McAdoo will be lucky if he's going to coach high school.
Another little segment, now that we're done talking about the Eagles and Giants there. Little segment we like to do on the podcast here. So Melissa works in the city, travels in every day.
Terrible.
Travels back every day.
Terrible.
5 days a week.
Terrible.
We have a little segment we like to call Melissa's Commute Rant of the Week. So, Melissa, this is where you talk about something you've seen commuting or experienced, which all other New York commuters will understand it. Talk to us about this week so far. What happened?
Well, commuting in from New Jersey into Manhattan is always a trip. And today, it's Wednesday. Wednesdays are by far the worst commuter day, because I feel like everybody's going into the city for whatever reason.
Interesting.
I think it's they got discount Broadway days on Wednesday.
Right.
It's just a nightmare. So today I need to get to work by 9 because I have a 9:30 meeting. If I leave and catch a 7:30 in the morning bus, I should get to work by 9 o'clock. But it's Wednesday. That's
definitely the logical
explanation. But it's Wednesday. So, of course, the perfect storm of, Route 80 got shut down because there was a major accident. 23 was backed up. Oh, yeah, and it's the Christmas tree lighting tonight. The perfect storm of hell happened. Our driver decided to do this, shortcut to get off of 46. And where 46 and 3 merges, that's where he was doing this, shortcut so you didn't have to go into 46. Yeah, it took 30 minutes, this shortcut of his, quote-unquote. Took 30 minutes just to get to this one spot. We should have just stayed on the road. It's very annoying. You know what's really annoying? New Jersey Transit. They just don't... they have these alerts set up, so if there's, issues, you know about them.
That would make sense.
There's no alert. I would have jumped on the train. If I knew traffic was going to be like that today, I would have got on the train. You know what time I got to the office today?
What's that?
9:30. Had to cancel the appointment. I had to cancel the meeting.
From a what bus?
7:30 in the morning bus.
2 hours to get half an hour away.
Ridiculous.
And you used to take the train.
I did
But you stopped doing that.
Yeah, because the train is messed up. Well, if you're going to Penn Station, don't bother. Or if you're taking the oh god, what line is that? The Northeast Corridor. I think the Jersey coastlines. I feel sorry for you if you have to take those lines, because they're terrible. So you're going into Penn, just expect that you're not going to get there ever. But if you're going to Hoboken, you'd be okay. So when I used to take the train to Hoboken, it wasn't bad. I mean, I guess I could do that again and avoid the traffic, but
I know you've seen a lot of things on your commuting, either by the subway or...
No, today the subway wasn't bad, surprisingly.
I think you've seen a man defecate on the subway before?
I didn't see him actually do it, but I did see it. Yeah, there was like me and my coworker.
The remnants of defecation?
Yeah, me and my coworker, we like got into this subway car, and we look over and we're like, oh my God, is that what we think it is? Yeah, and it was shit. It was so disgusting. I just don't understand. I just don't understand people. It's disgusting. One time I was walking by work, and this guy decided to come out of the McDonald's on right by the Times Square there. Come out of there and just like whip it out and just start peeing. Yeah, that's what you get in New York. So that's my rant.
You older people who've maybe been working in the city for a while, you understand this. You younger people, if we have any younger people listening out there who are going to college and planning on working in the city, this is what you have to look forward to.
Yeah.
The awesome commute every day.
The worst. My coworker calls them creatures.
Creatures, yes.
All these creatures come out.
Yes, it is a joy.
It's disgusting.
About 2 weeks in, you're already been driven crazy by the New Jersey into New York commute.
Yeah.
And then you get to come home and do it again.
Yep. It's terrible.
So that's Melissa's commute rant.
That's actually not a bad one, too.
No, that was pretty mild. Don't worry. We'll have better ones.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
We will have better ones. Don't worry. So we'll have that. Almost every podcast will have Melissa's.
Oh, I do got one more.
Commute rant. What's
one
that?
More. So the bus isn't that. Surprisingly, I guess people heeded the warning that the Christmas tree was there. They're lighting the tree tonight. My bus wasn't as packed. And of course, like, there's, I have a seat open next to me, and I'm, like, really hoping nobody sits next to me. There's all these other open seats, and I'm like, they won't sit here. Sure enough, out of all the seats people could pick, this person sits next to me.
That's the classic. Classic.
Like, come on. You sit next to somebody else, just leave me alone.
You also have to love when there is no seats and the person is taking up a seat with their by their briefcase.
By the book bag, yeah. I make people move their shit.
Oh yeah, I know my brother has had times where he's literally just picked their stuff up and threw it at them. So
yeah, I've never done that. But...
Well, he has because
yeah,
your crap should not take up a seat, and he doesn't care.
Oh, I just say, excuse me, you gotta move it. It's gonna be a big commute tonight.
Luckily, I don't travel into the city on
you are lucky
daily basis. I only do it once in a while to visit my wife or go and see some concerts,
and even that's I tell him, like, leave 2 hours early, and he laughs at me, and then he realizes after he's been sitting on the bus for 2 hours why I said leave 2 hours early.
Well, I used to work in the city, so I do understand a little bit.
It's worse now.
So a big thing happened, speaking of work for you, today in your industry. They announced the Grammy nominations.
Yes, they did.
So, the prestigious Grammy Award, the award that says you are the greatest in music. Clearly not. But the award that nobody cares about, except for people who work in the industry.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. So,
I guess that's not true. Our company's pretty excited. We're nominated for a few things.
That's cool. It's The Simpsons always had the joke. Homer, when he starts his band, and they do, I think it was like Baby on Board. They wrote a song like based on those things that hang in people's windows. And they win the Grammy, and they like throw it in the trash. It's like hilarious. Like, they're like, oh, you won a Grammy? They're like, oh, and they like throw it away. That's the Grammy. So the awards came out today. Do you have the awards on you?
Yes, I've got a few. Well,
so let's talk album of the year to start.
Yeah.
We mainly want to just touch rock and metal because that's kind of what we're into.
Right.
But I guess you kind of have to touch album of the year as well.
Yeah, album of the year is obviously the most prestigious one. That's, the Holy Grail. That's the one everybody waits to see. Who won album of the year? So we'll just talk about these. Unfortunately, I don't think I've heard any of them except for maybe one, which is really bad on my part. But again, we're more rock metal people, and I've heard all those albums. So, but anyway, album of the year: Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino. I don't know who that is. I hope they're Italian. 444 Jay-Z, which I heard is really good. And I heard he was just in Brooklyn doing a show, and I heard it was really good. Damn, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, yeah. He comes out with an album like all the time. It seems like he was at last year's Grammy with a different album, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he won too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of the one I'm rooting for because he's with an independent.
Okay.
So we like when the independents win.
Mm-hmm.
Melodrama. Lorde.
So Lorde's back. She
Yeah.
kind of...
I didn't like this album.
She kind of disappeared there for a while.
Yeah, kind of. But I wasn't a big fan of this album, and, we'll see what happens. I doubt that. If that wins, I'll be shocked, to be honest, because I think from what I've heard, 444 and Damn are pretty fantastic. So I think those are going to be the two front runners. And then the last one is 24K Magic, Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars. I know you're not a big fan, but he writes all his own stuff.
I can't stand him.
Fun.
I just can't stand him. I don't know.
He brings back the old sound.
Yeah,
good.
It's different for me from bringing back. I think he just totally rips off a dead guy, which is Jackie Wilson.
Yeah.
Mr. Excitement, they used to call him.
If you think about
rips off all his dance moves, rips off his persona. It's not musically. Musically, it's a little different than Jackie Wilson, but he just tries to be him, and I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way for some reason.
Yeah, but think about it. He's bringing all that sound back for like people
But he's not bringing that sound back because he's doing like current pop sound.
Yeah,
but like,
well, that's not going to sell. So they got to
Right.
like do a twist on it so the younger people can hear it, and they think it's all new and everything. And he's just introducing old music to a younger crowd. I love him. I'd like to see him win, but I think that the two front runners. And I'm usually wrong every year. I usually think I know who's going to win, and I really don't. But I honestly think it's either going to be Jay-Z or Kendrick Lamar. But maybe I'll be wrong.
I could see that. See, the critics seem to be Kendrick Lamar seems to be the critics' darling.
Yeah, he is.
The last couple years, so people seem to really like him. So let's move on to
the categories.
The categories that really matter,
that we care about.
So what's the next category we have?
So we're going to do Best Rock Performance. Here are the nominees.
Okay.
You Want It Darker, Leonard Cohen.
Right.
The Promise, Chris Cornell. Run, Foo Fighters. No Good, Kaleo. Go to War, Nothing More. That's the name of the band.
Right, Nothing More. Yeah, I was listening to them before to try to get, because they're on also for Best Rock Album of the Year.
Yep.
So we have two people who've passed away recently.
Yep.
In that list, Chris Cornell and Leonard Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling I'll probably go to one of them. Probably Leonard Cohen if I really had to pick.
Really?
Because I know he's very revered in the music industry.
Yeah, it'll either go to him. I would actually be surprised if it went to Chris Cornell, and it would be bullshit if it went to Chris Cornell, because he was nominated back in '95 for Best Song of the Year for Black Hole Sun.
Black Hole Sun, right?
And he didn't win that. That went to Streets of Philadelphia by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh my God, what a travesty!
Yeah, the movie was great, and I love Bruce Springsteen, but I'm sorry, Black Hole Sun. The other two nominees that year were Nirvana's All Apology and Come to My Window, and I'm the Only One by Melissa Etheridge. I would have been happy if any of those.
Wow.
But I think out of all those songs, Black Hole Sun should have won that.
Chris Cornell and Black Hole Sun and Soundgarden, as we've talked before, kind of the disrespected.
Yeah. Grunge act.
In rock. The underappreciated in rock history.
Yeah.
That whole
really
Soundgarden and Chris Cornell, because, it's always Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots on a lesser degree. But you never hear of Soundgarden.
Yep. Yeah, he's been nominated a few times and he hasn't won, and
this could be the time now they might give it to him now.
Yeah, that's what I mean, which sucks, because I feel like the only reason they're giving it to him is because he just passed.
Right.
He's given us so much great music that, and like you just said, they're just so, him and Soundgarden are just overlooked, and being a Soundgarden fan, it's just very frustrating. But we'll see what happens. Pretty much any of these, except for maybe Go to War. I would be happy if any of these won. They're pretty good songs. So yeah, moving on to the next one. Best Metal Performance.
Now this is right up your alley.
Yes. So
my wife here, Melissa, is a metalhead. She's the metalhead of the relationship. Another one of our first, when we really became official, not just kind of dating on a friendly basis, but really our first official date was a Testament concert.
Yes.
I was the only guy in the crowd wearing a colorful color.
Yeah,
in other words, not black, blue. Actually, I wore a blue shirt.
He didn't know when the song started and ended.
Yes, I did state that the entire whatever it was, hour and a half concert, whatever it was, it sounded like literally one song from start to finish.
And they were so much fun. It was really